This is James Holder for iFL TV in association with Matkins Gym Marbella. I'm in German Estate in Kiel, had a Paul Smith World Title Challenge against Arthur Abraham. With me I've got Paul Smith trainer Joe Gallagher. How are we doing, Joe?
Not too bad, James, you?
Good, I'm all
nice
right.
to see you've made it over here.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate you guys having me.
Oh, good.
First and foremost, press conference today, chance to have a good look at your guy. How did you think the press conference went?
Really well. Listen, we had the public workout yesterday, and listen, everybody's sort of like standing off, weighing each other up, but listen, I must have seen Arthur Abraham continuously now for 70 plus days, of every day for the last few months. I've seen Arthur Abraham, so to be honest, I'm quite sick of seeing him at the moment, but to see him in the flesh here, I was here when he last fought in Germany, so there's nothing new. I've seen Arthur and he's looking at Paul, and Paul, they're all weighing each other up, but all we're interested in is fight night. Come Saturday night, that bell rings, and that's when we start taking care of business. We
all know the format of a press conference and roughly what's going to be said, but was it quite off-putting the majority of it was in German today?
No, not at all. Listen, we have a good interpreter beside us. It'd be interesting to hear what they're saying, and there's a bit of a pass the buck mentality that he's not got to take no responsibility. Uli, the trainer, if Arthur loses, and some are saying Arthur hasn't trained well, and the coach is saying he's struggled to get him motivated, but I've seen Arthur Abraham before and a head-to-head, and he looks in great shape, and I think they're all mind games, and Arthur said he's trained well, and that shows you the respect and the threat of the challenger Paul Smith that he assures everyone today at the presser that it's going to be the best Arthur Abraham, and that's what we want to fight. We don't want no excuses on the night.
Looking at some of the guys he's fought at the top of the middleweight division, then going on to be super middleweight division, do you think he runs the risk of underestimating this fight?
Well, people say to me he's just past it, Arthur Abraham. Now, well, I don't see that. I see a motivated, focused Abraham is still a huge threat to anyone in the world, and you've seen that in the Stieglitz rematch. I just feel there's fights in which he looks at Paul the same way he's looked at Fuels and thought, oh, I'll beat him. There isn't an Andre Ward or a Jermaine Taylor or a Carl Froch. But he shows us that today at the presser there that he is in good shape. And listen, when you start writing the statistics down, this is Arthur Abraham, I think it's his 19th world title fight. Paul Smith's first. You go through his resume of fighters that he's fought compared to Paul Smith's. You're just looking here, this is going to be an absolutely whitewash. But that isn't always the case in boxing. It's all about timing, and Paul Smith's a hungry fighter. It's an opportunity for him, and he's got to go in there and grab the bull by the horns and give it his best shot, and he's prepared well, trained well, he's physically in great shape, he's mentally in the right place, and now as each day gets passing, the confidence in the camp is getting bigger and bigger, and we just can't wait for Saturday night.
How much does this mean to Paul Smith to finally, after all these years of work, hard dedication, long nights, runs, diets, finally get this crack at a world title?
Listen, all fighters when they turn professional want to test themselves against the best in the world, and Paul Smith is fighting one of the best. I say twice world champion, 2 different weights. What more of a test do you want in Germany? The cards are stacked against him, but listen, he's like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. He's got the golden ticket, and he's got a great chance here to go in there and absolutely catapult himself into that world scene and the domestic scene there back home there. When you look at Carl Froch, James DeGale, George Groves, Paul Smith could be right in there now for a world title come Sunday morning. Listen, Paul Smith, you're not going to get this chance very often, and he's got to go out there and do it with both hands, and he's trained like that. That it is his big chance, and expect him to go in there and pull off a huge upset Saturday night.
How confident are you that it's going to be 61 victories for the camp?
Listen, it's not about that. It's all about Paul Smith becoming world champion Saturday night, and that's all I'm worried about.
It could potentially, if Paul Smith does become world champion, electrify the super middleweight division in Britain, couldn't it? Yeah,
listen to George Groves fought at the weekend. I was looking at George for Callum Smith, but who's to say that couldn't happen again? A second fight, James DeGale's Froch. It's unbelievable how talented. And not only that though, like I say, you got Callum Smith coming through as well, which is a good kid. It's really rich in talent, the super middleweight division back home, and what we've got to do, all the talking's got to stop, and we've just got to deal with business on Saturday night and take care of business, and the support that's coming over is fantastic, and the swell of support each day going past, and it was a really nice touch of George Groves in the ring the other night to pass on his wishes to Paul Smith, and that's what boxing's all about. We're over here, we're in Germany, and everyone should get behind Paul Smith back home, and we're Brits abroad, and listen, get behind and win that world title and bring it back.
Potentially the venue holds 5,000 people. think it's safe to say the Liverpudlian support will be the loudest in the venue come Saturday.
Yeah, listen, definitely when you go to the boxing shows in Germany, it's like you're going to the opera, aren't they? They're very polite and well respected, and a round of applause at the end of each round. But I think the crowd have got to be in shock as well as Arthur Abraham comes Saturday night. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere in there. We've been to the arena, it holds it in, the seating goes up, and it's got to be very hot and warm in there as well. And we're prepared for everything, and we just need now a little bit of lady luck with us, and please God everything will be right, and we can hit that home run and bring that world title back.
All right, Joe, thanks for giving me your time today.
Cheers, thank you.
Catch you again real soon.
Cheers, James, thank you, mate.